Hello everyone, it's Brody and his WhatsApp number again, and today's lecture video is also about our weekly practice. Alright, now it's come to part 3, which is approximations. Now, approximations is used when we don't want to know the exact value or the exact amount of something. We just need to know how many is it likely, right? For example, when we are talking about the population of the whole world, we will say 7 billion. Of course, this number is not accurate, but it will do, right? But still, approximations never means just pick a random number you like or you see fit. There are still many rules to follow and many details that you should pay attention to, all right? So let's begin today's practice. First question number 1 is about rounding off. So, rounding off, I believe, is the most popular way to approximate a number, right? And now we need to round off this number, correct, to the nearest 10,000. So, when we are doing rounding off, we first need to find the digit, the exact digit we need. Here is 10,000, so which digit is the 10,000? Here we can do it by simple counting. This is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So this here is the 10,000 digit. And now we need to look at the number right next to it, which would be 3. So here we get a 3, means we don't need to plus 1 to the 7, right? Because if it's like something like 6 or 7 or 5, we need to add 1 to this 7. But it's 3, so we don't need to do it, right? So it's 117. All right, let's change the color. 117. Now we've done the rounding off, and we just write the rest of it 3902, but they become 0. So 4 zeros to follow it. All right, this is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next one. We round off a decimal, correct, to its nearest 0.1 centimeter. Now, the same way, we need to find the digit we need, 0.1, which means here we got a 9. And now the number following it is 6. So 6 means what? Means we need to plus 1 to this 9. All right, so 9 plus 1 goes to 10. But we leave the 0 here, and the 10 means we need to plus 1 to the 3 too. So here gets 4. All right, now let's say this again, because the number next to this 9, which is also what we need, is 6. So we plus 1 to the 9 and it becomes 10. And 10 here means we need to add 1 to the 3. So 3 becomes 4. All right, so the answer would be 4.0. Don't forget the unit, all right, is centimeter, cm. All right, this is, now pay attention, is a detail. We shall never forget the 0 here. Some of the students would think, come on, 4 centimeters is just the same. Yes, the value is the same, but now we need to correct it to 0.1 centimeter. So the 0 here must remain. All right, so this is not good. All right, we need this. Okay, so question number 3. Here we got a fraction, 9/16. Convert it into decimal form and give our answer correct to 2 decimal places. That means point something. All right, 2 decimal places. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. The first way is just a simple division. All right, simple division. We just do 9 divided by 16. All right, and we need 2 decimal places, which means we should calculate to the third. All right, because the third one decides that whether the second place should add 1 or not. All right, this can do it, but I'm going to show you a better way. At least I think it's a better way to do it. That is, we don't convert this fraction from the beginning, all right? We first split it. All right, so 9 over 16 equals 8 over 16 plus 1 over 16. Now let's look at it. 8 over 16 is equal to 1/2, right? And 1/2 means 0.5. Right? We don't need to do something like this, right? We can just say it directly. And 1 over 16, this is a little bit more difficult, but we know that 1 over 8 would be 0.125, right? I believe you guys all remember this. So 1 over 16 is half of this, and it will be 0.0625. All right. This number here is worth remembering, all right? It's the half of this. So we just add it here, 0.0625, and it goes to 0.5625. And don't forget that we only need 2 decimal places, right? So the answer would be 0.56. All right. We can do this by simple division, or we can split it before we convert it. All right. I think this is the better way, especially for secondary school. All right, because in secondary school, we always need to simplify our calculation, or it will just consume you. All right. And then let's move on to the question number 2. This is a little bit more difficult. We have $45, and each pen cost is $4.8. Now, still, we can do this by simple division again. All right, and believe me when I say it's not that difficult. All right, it's not that difficult. But also, I'm going to show you another way. All right, show you another way to do it. Now, we know that 45, we need to divide it by 4.8, right? And we can see here, obviously, that 45 here is close to a number 48. Why we mention this? Because 48 divided by 4.8 is 10, right? And we know that 45 is a little less than this, right? So now, many of you would guess, oh, so this means it's 9 point something, right? Little bit more than 9. Yes, this answer is right, but I want you guys to check it to see if it's something more than 8. Right? So we check it by this way. We know that 48 divided by 4.8 is 10. So this minus 4.8, which goes to 43.2. Sorry. It's 9 times of this. Right? Now, 45 is between these two numbers. So the answer is between these two numbers. Right? So it goes to something more than 9. But we don't need to know the rest part of it, because the number of pence will definitely be an integer, right? So we can only buy 9 pence. So here, the answer would be 9 pence. All right, 9 pence. Great. And now let's look at our final question. All right, final question. There are 592 students, a lot of people, going to a picnic, and the school bus can carry 40 students at a time, and we need to estimate how many buses we need. All right, now this question, I strongly suggest that we just do the division. All right, we just do the division, because the numbers are quite straightforward. Here goes 1, here goes 40, 19's left, plus 2, and we got 4 here, 116. Now, we can continue this because it's not finished, but it's enough for this question, because we know that we need more than 14 buses, right? So at least how many? At least 14 plus 1, which is 15 buses. All right, so the answer would be 15 buses. All right, great. So this is the end of today's video, and I hope you learned well. All right, goodbye.